overall thoughts, and we are live. About to send out the link. Boom, we here. Control C, Control V. Champagne and campaigning. Boom, we here. Control C. Oh no. There we go. All right. I just sent out the link. Live on YouTube right now. Also tweeting it out. Yeah, this is What's the Line podcast, week 12, Turkey Day edition. We're in the building, got some friends with us. Soundman was supposed to be with us, but apparently had a rough night. Whatever.
Rough night for sure.
Yes, sir. No doubt. I mean, listen, we've all been there. That's our guy, Chuck. He's in the building today, week 12. We're gonna do this live stream, and then for the rest of the games on Sunday, we'll cut it up, put out the audio for you guys, and a few clips as well. But let's get.
We just doing Turkey Day, or we doing all of it and then gonna cut it up?
We're doing all of it. We're gonna start off with Turkey Day. These 3 games and any college basketball anybody likes or anybody wants to talk about, props as well, and then we'll cut it, and then we'll cut the rest for the Sunday show. And but yeah, we're doing it all right now.
Okay, and you put the link wherever. I'm about to go ahead and do this.
Link is in the chats, Fantasy Football, Annie Up as well. I'm going to send out to the others, but let's get officially started. And we're back. Annie Up Consulting presents What's the Line podcast, week 12. I'm your host, the meticulous Mark P. This is a different episode today. We're going to go through some Turkey Day games. If you're hearing this audio, those games are obviously over. We're looking forward to Sunday, and I have a play for Sunday that I am been loving the whole week and continue to love. So we'll get there. But got some friends with us today. Let's start off there. Rome's always with me. Let's start off. We got my guy Chuck in the building. How you feeling, Chuck? Maryland is officially live. Sports Gambler.
I'm loving it. I'm out here being a degenerate, placing all types of 8-leg parlays. I have a great story for y'all if y'all have time, but man, it's been a great 3 days so far.
I love it. All right, we'll definitely take that story. Not right now, but definitely keep it in mind. Let's introduce Mook, Christopher. We got you in the building. How you feeling today, my guy?
Recovering from last night, baby.
Sure.
But you degenerates got me on the FanDuel jump. I'm here for the free money.
Hey, there's free money. Listen,
let's get this money, baby. You understand?
Take advantage of the free money, and let's use the free plays to win more money. That's what we're going to do. We're in Maryland. We're enjoying this. Sports gambling is live. FanDuel, the DraftKings, the BetMGM, all of them. All right, and then we got Rome back in the building. Week 12, we're here. How you feeling today, Rome? Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Ready to go. Week 12. It's 5 straight weeks of winning best bets. Trying to make it 6 this week.
Yes, sir. And we are live. You see me right now? I'm just enjoying my Turkey Day, man. Anything you see, I'm out here in these streets. It's a lovely time. But we're here to talk about week 12. Let's talk about it right at the top of the line. We got these 3 football games.
Let's go.
The Buffalo Bills are at the Detroit Lions. What's the line on this game right now, Ron?
Line is 9.5. Some of the sharp books have it at 8.5, 110 on both sides. So, I mean, like I said, most of the public books have it at 9.5. I'm seeing 8.5 on Chris.
All right, so yeah, it looks like it's 9.5 most spots. So we'll use that number. Total of 54.5 at Detroit. Buffalo's at Detroit. Ron, what are your thoughts on this game, and what are you looking at as far as betting angles?
I mean, so I'm just going to stay, off the football angle and just kind of talk through the line here and what I think in terms of what could happen. So Lions come off 3 straight covers in the past 3 weeks, 3 straight wins, I want to say, in all 3 of those covers. So, here, 4th week in a row, now you're catching 9. It just seems a little fishy to me, especially, like I said, winning off 3 straight weeks. 3 straight covers, and then also throwing in the fact that the Bills haven't looked incredibly sharp in the past 2 weeks. Obviously, the loss at home to Minnesota, and then last week, just kind of getting by the Browns, how they did in Detroit. So obviously, no travel factor for Buffalo. Buffalo to Detroit is an hour flight, if that. So they probably went home and then came back. So not really worried about travel for Buffalo. And then also, like I said, Buffalo, it just seems like a good get-right spot. I know we often see the Lions get beat up on these type of games on Thanksgiving. I thought this could be different, but it just seemed like the circumstances in which the line and how the Lions have covered the past 3 weeks just seems to lend itself to lean Bills. But no play for me on that first game.
Yeah, for me, sort of the same. 9.5 is a lot for NFL team on a short week. They had to travel from this destination back home. I mean, it's not a long travel, but then you got to think about Thanksgiving plans, all of that. So it's a lot to go in with the Buffalo as far as their movement. Then the snowstorm. I would probably lean with Detroit here plus the 9.5, but I kind of would probably just look at this as a prop game, especially with early, the 12:30 start time. But I don't love this game, but I think there are some value, especially when we're talking in Maryland right now. There are some value, like a Stephon Diggs, a boost right there, stuff that we could talk about.
Yeah. And while we're here, I mean, not too many people are going to be. We don't know who's going to catch this in terms of live stream, but what's your favorite prop in terms of that first game?
I'm gonna go with the prop guy. Like, I really haven't gotten too much into this, but I know the prop guy does love or does like what is this guy? Dawson Knox over 3.5 receptions. It's been pretty profitable over the last few weeks. I see Dawson Knox definitely getting more involved in the offense. So, I would ride with the prop guy in these instances where, early Thursday game, handicapping is crazy. So I would definitely ride with that. Not Dalton Schultz, Dawson Knox over 3.5 receptions. And Charles, you adding that to any of your parlays today? Dalton Schultz, not Dalton Schultz. Dawson Knox.
I have actually a prop parlay of tight ends.
Okay.
I tapped in with the prop god, and I did all 3 of his tight end receptions over. So let's hit it.
Same. Well, I did 2 of them. I didn't put the TJ Hawkinson. I need to see a little more out of him. So, but I did love all 3. But I did the Dalton Schultz and the Dawson Knox. Also play those straight because that's just what we do. You know what I mean? Long-term gamblers. But I played those straight and parlay the free bet. So I'm enjoying the times, right, Rome? Enjoying the times. And then we're gonna get this free 100 on Dallas and Giants to score at least a point today. Yes, so everybody here, we're gonna eat off that. But Mook, how you feeling about this Detroit game? Buffalo is in Detroit. Blowout?
Staying away from that thing, baby. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got no time for it.
Yeah.
I felt wrong, honestly. Yeah, I felt wrong, honestly. It's just like where to go with it, So it's just like, but I heard that parlay with the prop guard play. Might have to do that with the tight ends. That's looking promising.
Yeah. And use these free plays, everybody. If you're getting them right, like I'm in Maryland right now. There's a lot of free plays that you can get. Go ahead and get those. Use that free play to bet some straight, and then parlay 2 of the, just listen and take advantage of the times, which we're doing. But it looks like nobody has too much for this Detroit Buffalo game, but should be nice. Kickoff started in just over an hour. The New York Giants are at the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys laying 10 now. 10's a big number in division. 45.5 is the total. Opening line was 7 on this game. Ron, what are your thoughts, and who would you betting with this game?
Opening thoughts would be what I saw Dallas do this past weekend was expected. Just, how that line came out. Dallas was favored. Minnesota was catching points at home after just beating the best team in pro football, that being the Bills. So it just is another one of those spots where, is this an overreaction to New York losing at home to Detroit? And then simultaneously the correlation of that overreaction of Dallas beating up on the Vikings, this line go from 6 to 10, because that goes through all the key numbers of 7, 6.5, I guess, is a key number in some places, and then obviously 10. So I just think this line might get a little too inflated. I think one of the angles to look at here would be, Giants and how they can, keep the Cowboys from scoring points at home here. It's a Cowboys team that has scored 40 last week, 28 the week prior, 49 the week prior, and then 24 4. So in the past month, obviously the Cowboys have been able to score. So I think with a low total here at 45.5, you're going to have to find some type of value. You could find some type of value on the Cowboys team total under, just because they're laying those 10 points. So to cover those 10 points to get to 45, that would expect them to score north of 30 points.
Right.
So I don't know if the Cowboys score 30 again. Especially on a short week. They just played 96 hours ago, and then at home. So we'll see. But that would be my only lean on that angle.
Yeah, I know the Cowboys. I mean, I do think there is some disruption in their usual plans. I know that they usually play the Thursday right after Thanksgiving. They won't be doing that this year. So I did want to point that out, that their plans may have to change and how they just do things. And anytime you do that, you mess with someone's scheduling or robotics, things can be definitely thrown off. But I did want to mention Giants 15-10 against the spread as a road dogs since Daniel Jones has been drafted. This is a spot they usually prevail in, being a road dog. You'll find, the Rams last year is the game I always think about. It's just like a fucking 4-point game, 5-point game. They were just competitive, the Giants were. So I always think of that. But the prop guy did like Dalton Schultz over 3.5 receptions. That's usually an auto play every single week.
Yeah.
It was -130, but now it looks like a little juice has hit that. But you can definitely add that to the tight end parlay today. The Dalton Schultz he's usually his thing. But Cowboys 26-12-1 against the spread division games since Dak Prescott has been drafted. That's a little more telling to me than the Daniel Jones on the road dog. But I'm about to go get something real quick, a little prop. But Charles and then Moog, let me know what you guys think about this game. Cowboys laying 10 at home in divisions.
All right, this one is super interesting to me because it's overreactions, I think, on both parts. Like, as the Cowboys are the Cowboys, anything they do gets overinflated. So when they're good, people are like, oh my goodness, Super Bowl bound. And when they're bad, they're the worst team in football. I don't think that 40-point basically win over the Vikings is like a true telling of that team, because I don't think the Vikings are that good. Like, so it's very hard for me to look at this number and be like, damn. But the only thing is, Giants are missing their offensive line, one of their offensive linemen, and the strength of the Giants is what? Running the ball. So I just wonder if this game gets, let's say it gets 7-3 or 10-3, for example. I just don't know what the Giants like. Are the Giants going to be that patient with a bad offensive line and keep running? And then things get this game is one I would stay away from, but because I'm being a degenerate today, I'm going to go and I'm going to take the Cowboys points, just because I just feel as though the Giants will get into a hole. And when they get into the hole, that's when things will turn. And then the Cowboys will keep being the Cowboys, at least for another week.
Okay.
All right. Somebody got their camera out for me?
Chuck, when first, I'd love to hear what, the fan has to say on this one.
Let's hear it, Mook.
Hey, man, I'm on record for signing with Charles with the Cowboys on our own podcast. So,
okay.
But I honestly low-key could see the Giants covering. You know what I'm saying? I think we'll probably beat them by like a touchdown because, like Charles said, we're the Cowboys, bro. Like, and we never know what the fuck's going to happen with us week to week. So it's just like, I feel the Giants might cover. I don't believe in that 10-point spread. It's definitely an overreaction from the 40-3 win. So it's just like, nah, let's just be honest here, bro. Cool 7 points is what we're going to win by today. So,
I love Cowboys fans picking the number they're going to win by.
It's not a whole 10.
What a luxury.
Like you said, bro.
You need to win by 11 or more if you're betting with the Cowboys to profit today. So,
see,
10 is a key number.
That's a lot, man. That's too much. That's too much faith for me, baby.
That is a lot, and I might get a little more into that game before kickoff because that is a lot of points in division. But if anybody has their camera up right now, I just want to let people know. Damn it! Is that no?
It ain't gonna work.
That ain't gonna work. All right, let me turn off my background. Choose virtual background. None. I'm letting them know I'm coming for heads this week. I'm about to get this W. Can y'all see that? It's LG week in fantasy football. I'm about to get this W, King. It's all good. Get me back next year, but this W is about to be secured. So there it is. All right. I just wanted to put that out there. But all right, let's get into the night game. Patriots and Vikings. Patriots are at the Vikings. Vikings look like they're laying 2.5 right now. Rome, any thoughts on this game?
The only lean right now would be the under. I just think the Patriots are going to have a hard time being able to move the ball. They weren't able to move all this past week, so why would we expect much more? 96 hours later on a short week. It would be the under on this one for me as of right now.
Yeah, I saw Ramondre Stevenson prop over 13.5 carries. I think that has some value.
He's their guy.
He is their guy. I hate the fact that Damien Harris is back because he definitely takes carries away from him. But the Vikings team showed that they can be ran on last week. We've seen Zeke Elliott, Tony Pollard have some success on the ground against them. I think Belichick is a smart enough coach to know on a short week, Mac Jones has now been looking great. So, just kind of keep it in the ball of your running backs, get 4 to 5 yards of carry, and then just start to melt this team down in the fourth quarter. So I think Ramondre Stevenson over 13.5 carries has some value. So that's one of the props that I'm definitely looking at tonight. And Charles, what do you think about this game? The Vikings laying points against the Patriots.
I hate this game because it goes against something I fundamentally believe in, and that's Kirk Cousins stinks. So, Kirk Cousins playing on primetime versus Bill Belichick is like the makings of all bad things. But then I look at the Patriots, and that 6-4 is not a 6-4 that I believe in. I'm sorry. Look at the quarterbacks they faced the last few weeks. Zach Wilson twice, Brissett, and it's not a good run. Come on. I'm not buying in the Patriots. So I'm sorry. Give me the Vikings and bro, throw the ball up, Kirk Cousins. Just close your eyes, throw it up, and find Justin Jefferson, and let's get 3 points and win.
All right, there it is. No, I feel that Kirk Cousins against the 1 p.m. In the 1 p.m. slot, he's 60% against the spread. Other games, not so much. So when he's in that 1 p.m. slot on Sunday, he's fine. Outside of that 1 p.m. slot, he is not fine. We know how he does in prime time. But Mook, you land the points here with the Vikings, or you catching them with the old Belichick in the game?
I have nothing for either one of these teams, so I have nothing for this bet or game.
Yeah, I definitely lean the Patriots, but I think that it kind of correlates with my Ramondre Stevenson prop. Kind of be up late in the game and keep running the ball down their throats and taking their hearts away. So in a non-cold environment, right? This team is used to playing in the cold. Yeah. We haven't really seen, these guys get into a dome environment and be able to take advantage of that. So, all right, those are the also the prop god likes what's the kid's name? Hawkinson to get over his reception. TJ Hawkinson to get over his reception total as well. I don't like the fact that he was traded in division though. What type of shit?
I just knew you was about to say something about that.
Franchise guy just supposed to be just traded in division. What type of shit is that?
Hard Knocks hero. You know what I'm saying? What's going on?
Hard Knocks hero. All right, a couple college games on the slate, Rome. I mean, I know we haven't really looked into the lines, but we know lines by themselves, right? I mean, we don't really have to. You just see a line sometimes, and we just know to attack that. I'm looking at it right now.
Any football numbers on the board?
I don't know, 28.5.
No.
Football number for you. However, I have seen these teams land 28.5, not been covering, simply because they just take their starters out at the end of the game. It's usually a 25, 26 point game. Gonzaga's laying out against Portland State. I'm not comfortable with that. But Alabama's laying 4 at Michigan State today. 10:30 p.m. start. It was like a neutral court. Alabama, 18th ranked team, 12th for Michigan State.
I'm not fooling with them boys.
I'm not fooling with them either, but I would definitely rather catch a 4 with Michigan State. I mean, Alabama's might be getting a little hype. I'm not sure who they played. But, I mean, Michigan State, Tom Izzo, they're going to be definitely a defensive. This is Big Ten versus SEC. I would definitely lean towards catching the 4 points of Michigan State. Haven't seen all these teams play yet, so I mean that's definitely a concern. But one team that I have seen play is Seton Hall. They're catching 2 against Memphis. Open at 2.5. It's at 1.5 at some spots. Seton Hall, Shaheem Holloway, P's guy. Any thoughts on this one? From Chuck, Mook, Roman. Any thoughts on this one?
You guys can handle this, Chuck. What do you think?
Guys don't. I mean, college basketball.
It's a little too early for me for college basketball, personally.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no doubt. College basketball is definitely a tricky sport, but I mean, Seton Hall 3-1 against the spread. The only game that they did lose was to what was it? That was Iowa. Frank McCaffrey and the boys. So
McCaffrey's still there.
Yes, McCaffrey. That's
the
there.
son?
No, I don't know. He might have another son there though. Is there, but not the other one. But yeah, Iowa did beat Seton Hall in that game. But Memphis, they go through a lot each and every year with just turnaround. James Wiseman, Amani Bates. Now they're on a new, class. I think the Seton Hall team is really just buying in to the Shaheem Holloway program.
First year, first coach, though. We don't like that. And then you also talk about what you just said about Penny and Memphis. Honestly, it almost seems like this is their most stable year as of everything you said. They got the big hype with Wiseman. Last year was the Bates drama. This year it's just kind of quiet. Larry Brown's still there. Maybe this is Memphis.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Larry Brown is still there as assistant coach. Do like that for them. But has dropped from 2.5 at the opening line down to 2, 1.5.
Why is he still coaching?
Yeah, so I like the Shaheem Holloways and the boys. I would like it more if it was probably at their house. I think this is a neutral court, which I kind of try to stay away from at this time of year. Villanova, though, looking weak this year. They're laying 1.5 to Iowa State. I haven't seen Iowa State play, but yeah, Villanova looking weak. They don't have their coach Jay Wright anymore. He's gone.
Oh, that is true. He retired.
Yeah, he retired. So
he just stepped off.
Yo, he definitely stepped off. But there's some things with this game. I just think I haven't seen Iowa State play, so there's more due diligence to do. But I mean, 1.5. I believe this is a neutral. Villanova 1-3 against the spread this season. I just think they have a lot to build on, and this is not the time for them to be laying too many points or laying points at all. So I can see Iowa State winning this game outright.
Iowa State also undefeated, right?
Yeah, they're undefeated right now. Iowa State is 3-0 straight up. 2-1 against the spread is Iowa State. So, it's not the same Villanova team where you know what to do in certain spots, right? Jay Wright will put you in a certain spot, run a certain place. These guys are still learning on the job. So Villanova laying points on a neutral court, I'm not too sure about that. So I would definitely.
I like Iowa State this year.
Yeah.
They had a nice
Iowa
squad.
State has some guys.
Yeah, Keegan Murray went there, right?
Keegan Murray went to Iowa. Iowa State. Taylor Horton Tucker went there. They had one guy.
Halliburton, I think, went there too.
Yeah. So they had some guys. But
I know they got a couple pros over there.
Yeah, I'm looking. If there's a line on the this is crazy. This is sick OP right here. New Orleans is facing IUPUI.
Hey, P, you gotta relax, bro.
Listen,
this is definitely
listen. You know how I feel about Chicago State college basketball, Rome. Now, I like just the fact that they're there every year. They're a program, but they suck. This Chicago State team was laying 7 points against IUPUI early in the season. I said that -7 has been covering at home. Florida State just covered 2 nights ago on that, so we might have to keep looking on that -7 at home in college basketball. Looks like could be covering. But Chicago State covered that 7 points against IUPUI, and they beat the shit out of them. Chicago State is missing their best player from last year, Betson. I remember his name was Betson. I was like, oh, Betson, like that's a great name. He transferred to Miami now, so he plays for Miami, and he was a real hooper. I just don't see IUPUI. Like, I'm just looking for this number, man. Let me get this number right here. But I think this is one we got to probably take advantage of. New Orleans,
what time?
New Orleans is laying 10.5 against IUPUI.
What time?
This is 3 p.m. Eastern Standard. So,
all right.
maybe we got a little more time to look into that game, but I definitely want to bring that up because I saw IUPUI get beat the shit out of by Chicago State, who is worse than they were last year, and that was the best that they've been in 3 to 4 years. So Chicago State is awful, and I think New Orleans might be able to cover. New Orleans played LSU earlier this year as well, so strength of schedule favors in their way as well. I think that's pretty much it though for college basketball. It's not too much on the slate. No NBA today. I'm looking at Denver versus the Citadel. I got nothing for that one. UConn playing today though at Oregon. UConn is -3. Any thoughts on that one, Rome? That's
No, I'd have to look at the line.
Yeah, I don't.
The cash splits.
Oregon played pretty tough against Houston though. Oregon played pretty tough against Houston at home. So, but I'm unsure about the -3 line. West Virginia versus Purdue. Purdue laying 2. I lean with Purdue. They got the big fucking 7'6" guy. I mean, it's just Edey is his name. Hard to stop. Really good coaches on both sides. Good coaches, good programs. So either way you bet here, I don't see doing too bad. But I think Purdue probably will take this one. And that's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard tonight, so we got time on that. All right, I think that is it for the Thursday slot. Once again, it's LG week, so I'm just making sure that I'm coming proper. Everybody get this W. I'm 2-9 in fantasy football, and I think I'm gonna. That's awful. That's very awful. I'm probably just as worse against the spread in fantasy football. However, it is LG week, and I'm going to get this W this week. I've stamped it here, there, live on YouTube. What's the Line podcast, week 12. All right, I'm going to drop you guys off. Mook and Chuck, appreciate y'all for joining us. Me and Rome going to finish this Sunday slate.
Thank you, fellas. Happy Turkey Day. See you guys soon.
Yes, Mook, it was fun.
Love to see you soon as well. We'll talk offline.
Love y'all boys, man. Be safe. Seize the day.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. All right, Rome. Let's finish this slate. Pick and roll. Next game on the board.
Are you gonna redo us with the intro, or how you want to?
No. I'm gonna use that intro. Okay. Viking. Give me your best bet. You got a best bet so far? I know we're early on Thursday, but
Best bet, Bears under 38.5. Bears have gone over 5 straight weeks. I think it comes to an end here with the Jets benching Zach Wilson. And then also, talking about fading trends, I just don't think this Bears offense is going to be able to sustain that many points for the 5th straight week. I think they're on the road this week, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they are. So, this is a Jets team that struggled offensively last week, scoring 3 points. And in the last month, the most points they've scored has been 20 points. So you couple that with the Bears team that I think is going to start cooling off. Last week, they scored 24 points. That's the lowest mark they've scored in a month. I like the under in Jersey this weekend on the Bears-Jets. Best bet, week 12. 38.5 is the number. If it goes any lower, we'll have to double back and have a different conversation. But yeah,
no doubt, I definitely agree. I was looking for a particular. Oh, there we go. I was looking for a particular stat here for my best bet. So I got 2 best bets this week, just like last week. Shout out to us, 6-1, last 7 best bets on this here What's the Line podcast, last 2 weeks. Soundman Special needs to get up. So Soundman, if you're watching right now, the Bears did not do that last week. But I'm going to go with 2 best bets. So my first one is one that I think is just a really good bet. So this has to be my top dog. But the Philadelphia Eagles are laying 7 against this here Packers team. We know, Ron, we're old school gamblers, so we're enjoying all of these free money and the free wagers. Sure, we'll take advantage because we know we're not gonna get this forever. The books are our oppositions, but the Eagles are laying 7 here. And one thing that we know as old school gamblers is the dream crusher, right? That Thursday night game They needed to win that. The Packers did against Tennessee. That's probably why they were favored in that game. They needed to win in order to stay in contention. This is supposed to be a team that's supposed to be getting, better, adjusting, some more run game base heavy. Yeah, the Packers lost that game outright. Did not look good in it. And I don't think they have anything to play for anymore, especially when you got a guy who's won a championship and expects to be in the playoffs every single year in Aaron Rodgers. I think the Eagles are in a good spot here. Not coming off a loss, but coming off a non-cover, close game, had to get their shit together late. I think they're super prepared mentally here. And then, I got this spread with me. The Eagles 6-1-1 against the spread is a home fave under head coach Nick Sirianni. I've been back in that spot. And against Washington, we laid off because we knew that was going to be a tough position for them. But the Packers, I feel like they kind of have nothing to play for. We may see that kind of trickle down. 10 days rest. A holiday in between. It's like, I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to be high on drugs in that. Also, he's talking about a broken thumb. Listen, I got to go with the Eagles.
Come on, man. Come on. I mean,
seriously.
God does ayahuasca in the offseason one time. Now he's a drug
he said he played under the influence of one of those drugs before. So I'm just saying, you got nothing to play for. It's after Thanksgiving. I'm just not sure about this Packers. You got to travel after the holiday to Philly. I like the Eagles -7. So that is going to be my best top dog best bet. But I got another one here. And this one ain't easy. But Rome, last week you talked about these Texans and a spot for them. I did not think it was a good spot against Washington.
Ooh.
However, this spot here against the Miami Dolphins, I've been loving it all week, and I'm going to stick to my guns. I want to take the Miami Dolphins. No, not the Miami Dolphins. The Houston Texans +13.5. I think this has extreme value we got a new quarterback coming in, Kyle Allen. Miami Dolphins has to prepare. This is just announced yesterday. New quarterback coming in. This Dolphins team has been they can get thrown on. You could throw on this Dolphins team. I'm looking at their passing yards per game. Give me a second. Oh, okay. Dolphins 22 in opponents' passing yards per game. You have the ability to throw on them. I think Kyle Allen can step in. I've seen him cover a few spreads before in Carolina, in Washington. So I think this might be a good spot for them. And then the biggest thing is I've seen Mike, this Dolphins coach, do his thing before and win games, but maybe he doesn't kick a field goal late or, goes for it on a fourth down that he shouldn't go for. And rookie head coach is laying 6 or more points since 2012. 29, 49, and 2. This team is laying double that. I refuse. There's no way in hell I could bet with the Dolphins. I know Tyreek Hill is out there. I know all of this. But I really like the Houston Texans catching 13.5. Maybe if you want to catch a 14 by the hook, I can understand it. But so this is my second best bet, the Houston Texans plus the 13.5. Give me the 14. Give me the 14. I'll take the -120. I'll take the Houston Texans plus 14. Is my best bet. So that's 2 for me.
Yeah, and here's another one. And I know, we're kind of all over the place here week 12, but we're doing this on Turkey Day and we're trying to get all through our games before we can get to our family. So second best bet. All right. I've won 5 weeks in a row. I'm going to start getting greedy. All right. I got another best bet for this week. It's going to be the Jaguars catching 4 at home against the Ravens.
Yes, sir.
Come on, P. Come on, P. This is the spot.
This is the spot.
Ravens are cover machines. That's all they do. Last week, I don't think they covered that. But, they're winning lots of games. They're winning them by large margins. And that leads me to believe this line is bullshit. Because the Ravens none of their games have particularly been close. I mean, last week, they win by 10 against Carolina. Sure, it was ugly. Sure, they don't cover, but they win by 10. Week prior, they win by 14 on the road. Week before that, they win by 5 against Tampa. They were in control of that game the whole way. Week before that, they win at home. Blah, 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 blah. This team continues to win by more than 4 points. So why are they only laying 4 points to a team that hasn't covered a game since who knows when? Okay, they covered against Vegas 2 weeks ago, but the Jags have only covered 3 of. They're like, I want to say they're 3-7 ATS. they've only covered 3 out of 10. So, you know, this is just a spot that screams Jaguars. I'm sure everyone's going to have the Ravens on their parlay ticket, and they're going to be looking crazy at the end of this. You know, oh my God, the Ravens! How couldn't they beat the Jags? You know, blah blah blah. I'm all over it. Give me the Jaguars plus 4.5. Sorry, plus 4 minus 110 at home. Second best bet.
All right, there it is. Second best bets. That's 4 total best bets from Rome and I on Sunday. And then Rome, let's talk about a few more games on the board here on Sunday. We got the Bucks laying 3 at the Browns. Total of 43, and or maybe let me get the updated numbers. They're still laying 3, total of 42.5. I'm seeing. Which side are you leaning with this one, Tampa Bay or Cleveland?
I mean, honestly, if you didn't ask me that question, I'd probably stay away from this game. And that's just me being real. So I'm not going to sit here and bullshit the listeners and say, I love this game or I like this and the third. This is a hard stay away from me. I think the Browns are better than their record, but at what point do you stop saying that when they're 3-7?
Right.
And obviously they're kind of out of the race in terms of what they expected to do this year. And then, conversely, the Bucks. I mean, they're still underperforming. They're 5-5. Brady has won in the spots in which I played him. I don't usually play Brady. And, I found myself playing him a couple times this year. He's covered in those spots, but I'm still not a believer. So, that just kind of goes to show the mindset of a professional sports bettor as opposed to a recreational guy. Like, I've won with Brady recently here in this year, and I still don't like betting with him. It's almost conversely what a usual guy would do. They lose a bet and they don't want to touch the team anymore. I've won with this team, and I kind of don't want to touch this team. Tampa is just we talk about inconsistency. Okay, sure, they won 2 in a row, but they beat the Rams, who they just chalked their season up, and they beat the Seahawks, who obviously are in first place in a weaker NFC West division this year overseas in Germany. So, I don't know. I guess you say. I guess you could say Bucks off long layoff, right? They haven't played in 11 days when they step on the field on Sunday.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know if I love it. I can't really sit here and say I like either side. But what I will say is this total sitting at 42.5, I've seen it go over. I've seen it go over many a times, most recently in Dallas. In which the week that the Bears played Dallas. And that kind of goes back to my point on the Bears, right? 5 straight weeks of over games. That game was one of the games that went over. Total was 42.5 on that one. That was a late poker trigger pull for me, and I dropped that as well. So I tend to lean over on this one, but nothing in terms of the side.
All right. Yeah, me either. I don't really have too much for that game. I lean towards the Bucks if I had to pick a side, but it's look at 3.5 at a sharper book that I look at. So if you want Cleveland, I mean, if you want Tampa, you might need to catch them at 3 now. Look like it's 3.5 is the way it's going. Another couple teams laying 3 are the Cincinnati Bengals at Tennessee Titans, rematch of the playoff game last year that I must pat myself on the back on. I think I was the only one on the Cincinnati in that particular game.
Yeah.
And then the Chargers are also laying 3. Shout out to those Chargers last week, baby. Plus that number. The Chargers are laying 3 in Arizona.
Hey, Chargers, you called them at 5 though, didn't you?
I got them at 5.5. I got them at 5. I knew it wasn't going to 6. So let me get the 5.5.
Right.
And I had them in the first half as well, so I cleaned up.
Love how you've gotten sharper on the lines, by the way, man. Like
I'm trying, bro. This is ideal.
Like,
this is
seeing you pull triggers on just lines is just like that makes me happy because it's like now we all collectively are kind of not thinking the same, but handicapping the same. And that's very important for comparing handicap.
I try to take away something from each of the guys as far as the handicapping ways, the Mike Currys in the NBA, the you as far as the lines. Obviously I'm more motivation, but even like a sound man, just understanding like how a dog can just come out and win, this 3-point underdog game. So I just try taking all of that stuff. We all have our sharp angles, but yeah, I've been trying to get it in on these lines lately. But yeah, the Chargers laying 3 at Arizona. The Bengals are laying 3 at Tennessee. Which home dog here would you catch it with? Tennessee Titans or the Arizona Cardinals?
They both stink. So
Tennessee stinks.
Tennessee fucking stinks. Yes, and I'm, whatever for the language, but Tennessee, I'm not about to do this. I'm not about to waste people's time. Y'all know how I feel about the Tennessee Titans. They've stunk for years. Yes, they were the number 1 seed in the AFC last year. Whatever, blah, blah. I hate the Titans. I hate that offense that they run. And catching us a little weird flat 2.5. Revenge spot possibly, right?
Right.
For the Titans. I don't know, man.
7 sacks in that game.
Like when you get all your best bets out and you just already know what you're playing this week. It's just like, what are we talking about?
I get it. I
totally get it. The Titans and the Bengals, like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I'll say, who would I catch it with?
It's got to be.
I'd probably catch it with the. I'd probably catch the flat 3 with the Cardinals. Why not? I'll sit there and bitch at the screen and be, upset that I signed up for everything that I'm seeing, because that's exactly what'll happen. They won't run the ball on 3rd and 2. They'll throw a backside slant to DeAndre Hopkins incomplete, and then punt the ball. They'll do that all day. Cardinals are good for that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I
best bet Bears. Bears under, and the Jags at home plus the 4.
You're right. It's Turkey Day. We're not gonna get. You're right. If we don't love these games, we don't have to get too deep. But I will say, I would definitely much rather catch it with the Titans. Mike Vrabel showed that he's a good head coach. He covers spreads. Titans are 27-22 against the spread after a win. 20-18-1 against the spread as a home team. I didn't put a home dog, but they're, because at the time the spread was 1. Right. But he's very profitable in that spot as well. So I would rather catch it with them. And then these Chargers team, they were just laying 3 at Atlanta a few weeks ago. It was a push on that spread. But I'm, I don't want to back the Cardinals right now. Got coaches groping other people in Mexico. Got to deal with all the shit like that.
What?
Yes, they had to fire their coach for groping someone in Mexico.
Who?
The Arizona Cardinals.
What?
Yeah, so obviously if you have to fire an assistant coach, you have to replace him. You have to do things that it's Turkey Day. There's a lot to go into that Arizona. I mean, I know they're at home, but
I did not know about that. Okay.
Yeah, and that goes. I gotta see what type of coach. I mean, we got time, right? Sunday, but I gotta see what type of coach that was. Might be an offensive line, something like that. Last couple games I wanted to talk about. Denver is laying 2 at Carolina. Sam Darnold starting. I think Denver's a good enough team to win this game by 3 points.
Do they just pick who's going to start by flipping a coin in Carolina? Like, what are they doing up there in Charlotte right now?
PJ Walker's hurt, right? He was supposed to be the starter the rest of the season.
Baker, what? Shitted the bed last week?
Baker looked bad last week.
Hey, how about this? After everyone touted him in garbage time.
Yep.
Like, God, he was 14 for 20 in garbage time. Come on, baby.
So I think Denver is good enough to win this game, by the 2 points. But the money line might be cheap as well. So if you want to just go there just to win, you can get like minus 130 on the money line. I agree with that. But I think this Carolina team is a little over his head right now with all these changing quarterbacks, seeing ghosts. But and then the Seattle team land looks like 3.5 at home against Vegas. I thought that was the one that popped out to me. Any thoughts on those games, Ron?
Absolutely nothing. Bears under, Jags plus 4. I'm gonna just keep saying that. Every time you ask me about another game, I'm just gonna be like, Bears under, Jags plus 4. So everybody knows to play these games because that's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen this week. The Jags are gonna cover and the Bears are gonna go under. That's where we're at.
There we go. All right. And speaking of Jags, before we get out of here, I did want to. The Jaguars are in a spot that we've been fading this season. Road teams laying 4 to 6 points this season. 3-12-1 against the spread.
Is that bad?
That's pretty fucking bad. We want to charge
the Ravens laying 3 to 4 or 3 to 6?
4 to 6. 4 to 6. 4 to 6.
4 to 6. They're laying 4.
They're laying
look like we're in good shape, baby.
Yes, sir. Last week, Chargers, we were catching plus 5.5 at home against the Chiefs. laying 5.5 on the road. Week before that, Cowboys were laying 4 at the Packers. We were in the Packers.
Lamar back in Florida. I guess you could throw something in there, you know.
Yep, gotta go to that Florida Heat. Last week, before we get out of here, Rome, I should have been sharp last week. I stepped outside last Sunday. It was windy as fuck. It was a different type of wind. I should have known to play that under for that Carolina Ravens game. So going forward, years to come, if I see a win like that again, any state that I'm in, we're just gonna take the under. But yeah, that's it. Week 12, Turkey Day, double up. Shout out to Rome. A little pick and roll here. Got it done. Shout out to our guests, Mook, Chuck. It's a lot of things going on. Maryland sports betting. We're here. This is what we've been working for the last 4 or 5 years. And we're gonna keep going. I feel like the goal is to get us on TV next season, Rome. So I'm gonna make it happen. Either
I'm here for it.
I was gonna name some platforms, but not now. So yeah, we're gonna make that happen. Turkey Day. This will be after Turkey Day, but if somebody's still enjoying their leftovers, move on.
Leftovers, put them away.
This will be tomorrow. They'll hit us tomorrow, so don't even worry about it. Eat your leftovers. Sunday, let's get it in. 4 best bets. Oh, teaser pick, Rome. Let's get it in. I was gonna tease the Jaguar.
I'm not teasing them. I'm playing them. The line is the line.
I understand that, no doubt.
I'll get involved in a teaser though this week, but obviously you need 2 legs for a teaser. How about teasing those Broncos across 0? Is that crazy?
I'm not mad at it. Not the way the teaser's been going lately. You got to do some crazy shit with teasers. I like that. That last week I was on the Colts pushing them up, so people don't like the tease 6.5. So let's do it. Let's go across. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, I don't like doing it, but I'll tease the Broncos across 0 up to 4, and then I'll also I'll tease the Bears up to 12. I don't think the Jets are gonna be able to get that margin.
All right, I'm gonna ride with a good coach here. Give me the Titans. Take the +9, and then the I can't do it, but I'll take the 49ers minus the 2.5 because they don't cover as home faves. We didn't get into that game, but I will take that. Not teasing any totals. Let's get out of here, Rome. Happy Thanksgiving all. Enjoy those leftovers. We'll be back next week.
Roll Tide.